Good morning, my name is Georgie Newbery and I'm a flower farmer and florist based here in sunny Somerset in England between fashionable Bruton and up and coming Wincanton. And I've been growing flowers on my farm here for my farm. I hate that when people use possessive pronouns. The farm. I grow flowers on this farm for the moment. One day I will die and somebody else will grow something else here. But anyway, for the moment, this 7-acre plot is a flower farm. And we've been growing flowers here for 10 years commercially. And I thought, no, 11 years. 11 years, it's 2021. And I thought I would share with you some of my favourite top fives to have flowering in June. Maybe I'll do a little series of these and I could do top fives of things to have flowering through the year. Anyway, starting, number one, top five. This very, very beautiful person is called Sweet Rocket and Hesperus matronalis, if you like the Latin. And it comes in lilac and white, and I absolutely love the lilac. It is so beautifully scented that when you turn into the field where it's growing, you smell it from a distance. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this is such a top favourite that if I only had 6 square foot of garden, I would certainly grow Hesperus. In the garden, it is about my waist height. I'm 5'2", and so it is a really lovely border plant. It will seed itself everywhere. So do think it's a really good one to have. I got the seed for this from my friend Benjamin Ranyard at Higgledy Garden. He's a fine purveyor of cut flower seeds and lives on a boat in Cheshire with his dog Flash. And our businesses are about the same age. So we've always pushed each other along, which is very nice and friendly. Anyway, there you go. If you're wanting to, this is a biennial. So what is a biennial? It's a plant that you sow earlier than it would sow naturally in the wild, so that you can trick it into flowering the following year rather than 2 years later. Biennial is the clue is in the name. I've got a workshop online next Friday, the 18th of June 2021, in which I can tell you more about biennials. There's a whole thing about biennials, and I always think if you can sow your biennials in plenty of time, you will steal a march on the following year for having garden flowers. Anyway, Sweet Rocket, wouldn't be without it. There's my number one. Number two, oh yes, this is Maes. It's really the most useful cut flower. I think that in floristry, to have a bit of lace is really, really useful. So I've got this growing in the tunnel, and it is considerably taller than me in the tunnel. It was sown last September and normally would have been flowering from the end of April onwards, but we've had an incredibly cold spring, so it's only been flowering for a week or two. But it takes the place for me from the cow parsley, which grows wild around here, Queen Anne's lace. So we have cow parsley first, and then we have Maes, and I have a crop of this in the tunnel, and then I have 2 crops outside. So the tunnel crop is in flower now. The outside crop is about waist height and not yet flowering, but kind of thinking about it. And then there's a tiny little crop outside, because I like to have umbellifers all the way through the season. People often ask me for cow parsley in their bouquets, and of course, cow parsley flowers in April and May. So instead of going, no, you can't have cow parsley, don't you know anything? I say, no, you can't have cow parsley, but actually I grow something that does a similar job, and that's what Maes is for. And look, woo-hoo-hoo. You can see how pretty these would be together in a garden situation. Oh yes, they would. They would. Right, moving on. Now, this is perhaps a bit more unusual. I don't know whether you know it, but I'm a huge fan of this. Is Lavandera. It's an annual mallow, tree mallow. And the seed, so the seed for the Maes I also got from Higgledy Garden. This Lavandera I got from lovely people at Chiltern Seeds, and look at this together. It is really, the bell-shaped flowers are so pretty, and it looks like a hibiscus, and you get several flowers per stem, and it's cut and come again. It goes on and on and on. I've got this in the tunnel. It's about this high. I'm 5'2", and look at that. I mean, it's just, you know, it's a real winner. And it comes in white, pale pink, and bright pink. So I grow all of them, but I particularly, this morning it was the white that was calling to me, so I cut some white. But again, and this is an annual, so I have it in the tunnel, but I have it also growing outside to take over when the tunnel goes over. And look, now we're beginning to have a really nice little mix here, don't you think? And moving on, for a good perennial to have in the garden for flowering in June, obviously the trusty rose. And the one I've cut here is called Tuscany Superb. And would you just look at the velvet petals on her? She is absolutely fantastic. But she's also really good to cut because she's not very thorny. So she's quick and easy to cut. This one I have growing up the house. So she's pretty much the first to flower of my roses. The roses are incredibly late this year. Incredibly late because we had frosts every night through April, and then it rained all the way through May, and it was dark. There was no light. It's been a really horrible spring. So this rose would normally have been flowering for it's certainly by the end of May for me. But here we are mid-June and it's just coming, but it is an absolute winner and I really recommend it. I love the richness and the darkness of the colour, and look at the foliage. I beg your pardon, it is hay fever season. Don't know about you, but I may reward myself for doing this by having an antihistamine afterwards. Anyway, so there is the trusty and very beautiful Tuscany Superb. I call her the Superb Tuscany Superb. So she, again, let's have a look. Oh, now we're talking. That's a really nice mix, isn't it? Coming along really nicely. Oh, the arrangement behind, you can see I've taken the middle out of it. We made this at an online demo I did on Wednesday for how to make a great big urn arrangement. So there you go, great big urn arrangement, from which I have been robbing things out of the middle. But I can't bear to take it apart yet. It's too lovely. And actually, it's rather inspiring me. I might do a thing about foliage, I think, but on the list. So we do have a look at our website because we have lots of online workshops as well as workshops here at the farm. And because I love, more than anything, I like to grow flowers, and I like to teach other people to grow flowers and arrange with them and sell them and make a living out of their gardens, because why not? So there you go. That's 4 of the 5. Can you guess what we haven't had yet? But of course, it is the faithful sweet pea for flowering in June. Really, what more could you want in life? I grow the modern grandiflora varieties, mostly Spencer's. And if you're ordering seed, you can order the lovely heritage varieties. Are beautiful, but they are smaller and they're on thinner, it's less strong stems. They are more scented, but believe me, even through my hay fever, I can really smell these. And if you're growing sweet peas, you get sort of more bang for your buck if you're growing the bigger headed varieties. And you will still, I mean, these in a vase in your house, you'll smell them from upstairs. So while, yes, the heritage varieties are more strongly scented, believe me, you're going to get plenty out of these. So, which are my favourites? Which are my favourites, you ask? Well, here's a good blue one. This one is called Charlie's Angel. Wonderful strong stem. Look at the colour on her. Now, the thing about blue sweet peas are never blue. They're lilac. They're quite blue. a bit like a lot of flowers in the garden. There's very few there are very few really blue flowers in the garden. A lot of things that are called blue are lilac. So sweet pea is no exception. So Charlie's Angel, here's Charlie's Angel. I love that colour. Absolutely fantastic colour. Good strong stem. Very happy to grow him. This one, clues in the name, King's High Scent. Very, very scented. Lovely cream with a little bit of blue around the edge. Wouldn't be without that one. This, I absolutely love this because it's like a jolie laide. The French would call it a jolie laide. It's a pretty ugly, but isn't that stunning? That's a Wiltshire Ripple. Great colour. I love the flake on it. Really interesting in the mix. I don't like flowers to be too pretty, so I quite like to add something a bit strong, and it draws the eye artistically. It's interesting. Berry Pink. Here we have Berry Pink, and the name of this one. Look at that salmon pink. That's a great colour, isn't it? That is Daily Mail. Wouldn't be without her. She's a real winner. For a zingy pink, I really like her. This one is white with a little bit of a blue flake. This one is called Betty Maiden. Just say yes. I've been growing this for years and years and years. I would never be without it. And those are my absolute favourites. But look, grow sweet peas. Just grow them in a trench of very rich manure, and they will do well for you, because look, you put them all together. I mean, this is hardly an arrangement, but oh my goodness, imagine a garden filled like that. So there you are. Those are my favourite flowers for growing for June. Obviously there are many roses to choose from, but I do love this Tuscany Superb. This is a sweet rocket. Come along to my workshop next Friday, the 18th of June. You'll have to book a place through the website, and I'll show you how to sow seed to have an early crop of these and all the other biennials that you can have. Ami Majors, just say yes to lace. Lovely old Lavandera, very keen, and sweet peas. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I have got an online demo. It's non-stop. I have an online demo tonight, which some of these are going to be useful. Here at 4:30 British summertime, 4:30 p.m. British summertime, and I'm going to be making a large vase arrangement, because I think some people really struggle with a big vase, and so I'm going to show you some tips and tricks to make a really amazing vase arrangement. Meanwhile, if you've enjoyed this video, then please do subscribe to my channel and press the bell button, and every time we share a video, you will be told that we've shared something. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves, and I hope you have a very happy Friday. I've got a meeting with my friend Nick, who helps me with the website and various techie bits and pieces. Then I've got I inadvertently, ordered some more dahlias, and they need sorting out. They've arrived and they need sorting out. And then I have a group of garden designers who come to look around the garden this afternoon. And at 4:30, I'm doing my online demo. And tomorrow, I have 11 students coming to learn how to be flower farmers. So we've got a busy couple of days ahead. I'll see you soon. Have a lovely day. Bye.